Hello, and welcome to episode 63 of Snap on This, a Marvel Snap podcast. This week's secret homework, propose a new line of variants. I'm your host, LaurenWhatevs, here with my usual amazing co-hosts. First up this week, it's Ree. Ree, how was your week in Snap? And keep it snappy.
Okay, first I come in contrition, for like a chatbot. Last week, I hallucinated a fiction, which I then spread that misinfo across the Sotverse, which was that Marvel owned Image, which I have thought for years, due to a lack of other people to discuss comics at length with. And I don't know where it got into my head, but I was wrong. They are independent.
I think I may know where you got the idea, the notion. There was the thing I mentioned last week about how Powers had its ownership had passed around from it had been in both Marvel and DC's hands, because Brian Michael Bendis has the Jinx World imprint that has in fact passed around. It's just the Image itself has never been. Yeah. But it's a thing. I don't know. I would. Things are like other things, and then they get muddled and mixed up. But you're. I don't know. I'm just saying it's not the silliest thing to be wrong about, because there's stuff that would make you think it was right. Yeah. I don't know.
I think you said Image and one other. Was the other one also? Was it
Vertigo is owned by DC.
That's a DC.
No. So Image, yes. So correcting the record, in a board game, if you falsely accuse someone of being a secret traitor, there are consequences.
In Scrabble, if you challenge a word and it's in the stipulated dictionary,
you lose a turn.
Yeah.
That is a more commonly themed example. Okay. And I have, as you can see, if you're watching our YouTube, I have to duck down. I didn't really point this out well. I have turned myself to theme my apology appropriately for the holiday into the Image logo. Creator-owned. They were made specifically so that creators could retain the rights to their work and their characters, which unlike in DC and Marvel, which own everything created by the people who work for them.
An awesome costume.
Speaking of the holiday, I was wondering if other snappers were feeling a disappointment on the holiday season like I've been. I have always loved Halloween, dressing up, all of the things, and it's just been kind of a bummer the last couple of years, but specifically in Snap, right? But it's okay, I wasn't the most excited about zombies, but horror is a genre, and the trappings of genre, even if horror is not my number one genre, are cozy, right? Just like fall. And it's because what you love about things like the horror genre, right? Or the ability, and the same things with new things in card games, just this expectation. There's the genre watching where it's the thing itself, the old horror films, right? The things that created the rules that make the genre. And then there's watching fans of the genre make the genre, in which they can kind of little in-jokes and clever references, and you can see their love through it, right? And either way, when you're sitting down to enjoy a genre of whatever type, you're in for either ride, and because it's you're in on the theme. But there's a third form of genre product out there. And it is when you notice, you sit down to enjoy what will this be? Will this be more a raw genre, or genre plus, commentary? And then you see like your third product placement and you're clearly shoddy, like, lack of care to detail and stuff in the film. And you realize like, oh, this is just the genre cash grab. It's soulless. And that's what I think of when I see the card Zombie Sentry. It's just like, it's a betrayal of everything, like, that could be, cozy about the expectation of, like, I don't know, new card genre into the lack of ideas range. Like, and it slots you into, it's like, into certain, like, decks that you feel like you have to play, like, roles. Like, it's like, it's a game. It's like you're not just watching, like, a horror film. You're in on the experience. But it's like, we got one of two roles for you. For me, specifically, because, of my gender makeup, it would be like either like, hey, you can be the sexy girl and you get to have sex and that's awesome, but we can't have people finding out that like sex can be for fun, so you're gonna have to get murdered viciously and horrifically and violently, and hopefully the sex you got to have beforehand was worth it. But we might even be able to get extra value out of your horrific violent death by playing it for a laugh, and you're like, well, that's great, I'll think about that one. I put that on the back burner. I die early in the film, you say. Okay. And then, the other role, though, is like final girl. And it's like, okay, like you're the one that gets to live. You get to watch all of your friends and enemies die one by one as you live in terror, constant terror for hours. And at the end, I don't know, maybe you don't even get away. And if you do, surely you only live to, live in horror another day. And you're like,
you definitely need so much therapy.
You get to be very traumatized.
Yeah, and it's like, that's what this season feels like. It's like, oh, I don't want this. I don't want any of this.
Yeah.
And that's why, for me, this is the first season. I pulled out the old, like, I realized how I thought of it. It was like, this may not be applicable to everyone who listens, but it's like, would I get a tattoo of Snap? Because what's the other game I play? FF14? Would I? Yes, I'm a warrior of light. God damn it! One day I will show that upon my body. Chrono Trigger already there. Snap, no. So it's like, it's okay. I can let go of my need to have it all and do it all in every game. And this will be the first, like, unless I do some last minute stuff, which, sometimes happens. The first season, I'm not going to get the Conquest variant. I've always gotten the Conquest variant every single month. This would be the first, like, month since I got to Infinite the first time that I won't be getting to Infinite. And it's like, that's okay. And that doesn't mean I'm quitting Snap. It's just like, it's for fun. and if next season is spider season, that might be some stuff to get excited about. I don't know. So it's okay if you're not having fun to not have to force yourself to play, I think, just to keep up, to get all the things. Because, eventually the game will get shut down. And when they do that to FF14, I will be crying, screaming, building a vessel within myself to download my characters so that we may merge into one and be together forever as the one whole complete being. But when Snap does, I'll just be like sad, like I feel like I'll think fondly of like some of my splits and decks and stuff, but I won't be proud of time grind of that. It's like I got all of the things every month in a way. So it's okay for me to I think set this down. If other people are feeling like that, like, don't burn yourself out. This is the point where I think some people continue to play when they don't want to, and that's how they burn out. And they are like, I have to be done forever or done for a couple months. I don't know. Set down. So no, my week in Snap.
You're absolutely right. That's how you fight the burnout. And I've been there a couple times with Snap, and it ends up going to lighter weeks or months or whatever. And I think that's why I still like it and play it, is because I was able to kind of like chill on it for a little while. That's healthier than burning out.
Right. It really is. Keep it a fun thing. Keep it something you enjoy. You don't need to be collection complete. I'm losing my headphone. But that's my week in Snap.
All right.
Maybe
well,
Snappy.
thank you.
I don't know how long it's been. What's the passage time?
Wasn't bad. Like 10 minutes or something.
It was well within
Ben.
the normal range.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, you're going off on the tropes for ladies in horror movies, and that's why I love movies like Cabin in the Woods and Scream and Jennifer's Body, is they kind of subvert those tropes, and that's fun in a very tongue-in-cheek way. But, Ben, how was your week in Snap? And keep it snappy.
Well, my week in Snap, it was all right. Didn't play too much Snap. I don't know. The Grand Arena has been feeling like a chore for me. I like the part of the game where you get to snap. I think it's actually one of the game's core strengths, like one of the things that makes it fun and interesting. And I think that every time they do a limited time game mode without any snapping, or with too much snapping, I'm looking at you, Deadpool's Diner. If the snaps aren't meaningful and present, then like the game's worse. And so Grand Arena is just kind of like less good Snap, and I just don't enjoy it very much. So I purchased the event pass, and I've got Zombie Sentry. I probably need to play a little more to collect all the rewards and things. I got the cool Moon Knight variant. That's my favorite part of the Grand Arena so far. It's a little spooky, a little beautiful, pretty cool. I've been playing other games as I am wont to do. I've been playing a lot of Slay the Spire. Finally got that Ascension 20 with the defect on my phone, but I don't know. I was playing on PC just for whatever's, and I'm still at the beginning on PC, so like I can't do the high ascensions there. But gosh, what a hell of a game! Very well made. I'm very excited for the Squeakquel. It looks like it's going to be dope. I have a lot of faith. Like as far as I don't know. I don't always have a high level of confidence in the quality of sequels and things. It's just like I had a feeling Hades 2, like Super Giant was going to let me down like that, and I can't think of Megacrit. They're the Slay the Spire people. They're not going to let me down either. I feel pretty sure. They had that. Oh man, even they did this like game jam about a year ago or so, and like they made a very fun little game for that. They just don't miss. It seems like. Slay the Spire 2.
I was gonna say, they're building Slay the Spire 2 is being built on Godot, like the open source gaming engine, which is awesome to support. I'm not that cool. I'm on Unity, like Snap, but like everyone. It's lame. It's total sellout. So like, and they went and they learned Godot, and I believe that game jam that you were talking about was built for them to learn Godot to move their own processes over from Unity side. So just some back talk. So like all the more reason to support this game. They seem like some cool people. I wish we were friends. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, back to you.
So that's exciting. I don't have any new Snap decks that I've built that I feel are ready for sharing with the world. I'm also just about the game in general. I'm like, my excitement level is not as high as it has been at other times in my Snap career. I really, it does feel to me like there's just there's a lack of care going on in the management of the game. And it's sort of frustrating to watch because, like, the foundation's so good. Like I was just talking about how much I love that snapping business. Like, there's so much good about Marvel Snap, and like, it would be great if they could just. Man, I don't know. We talk about it a lot. There are just things I would do differently, and things that I hope they do differently. And I'm a little bit concerned at a lot of the recent decisions, and I just don't think they're going to course correct. And it just has me I've been waiting for a better card game for a while now, and I just I don't know. I still play the game. I still love it. I'm still going to Worlds. Damn it, like I'm still in for a penny, in for a pound. But like it is starting to feel more and more like I don't know. Is sunk cost fallacy keeping me here? I don't know. But everybody feels that way from time to time, and I still do love card games. And even if I'm not with Snap for forever, I will have learned good lessons, and I'll have. Yeah, I don't know. I'm always thinking about games and stuff. I will carry the game thoughts I've had inspired by and around Snap with me wherever. But I'm still in it for now, and I hope they start making better choices and stuff, and that would just be stellar. I still hold out hope. There's so much to love here. Yeah, that's been my week in Snap. If you're curious about the other games I've been playing, I don't know, hit me up on the Speakeasy or check in on the Twitch. I'm usually doing some boring speedrunning crap in Hades, or I played a little Slay the Spire last night on the stream. I didn't notice when someone came in. I didn't even have my microphone on. It was JD McDonaldino. A listener. Anywho, that's been my week in Snap. We're all doing our best. Lauren, tell me about yours.
Absolutely. I think we were kind of like this last October too. And maybe that gets to like how important theme was, because I don't know if y'all remember, but it was September season was Symbiote Spider-Man. It was a Spider-Verse season. And then October was Symbiotes. And we were similarly like, this isn't a super exciting theme. I mean, Ben was excited about Scream, appropriately.
I was also excited about Scorn. I think that season was a big success. Love Toxin. Honestly, just wall-to-wall bangers. Last October was a winner in my book.
Cooler cards, but I don't think that it was a very exciting season either. And the October before was awesome. That was Elsa Bloodstone, Werewolf by Night, Nico Minoru, Man-Thing, Black Knight. Like, that was a Halloween-ass season.
That was a great season.
I want to see... I hope that our next October is not just more horde cards, now that it's a key word. I hope that it's more monsters and spooky shit. There has got to be many more options in the Marvel Universe. I can say that with confidence.
I feel like we didn't appreciate it back in, like, Nico month, did we? I bet we were bitching about some, like, meta card. We didn't even know it was the good times.
I don't know. I mean,
think we knew it was the good times. I mean, I think if we were bitching about anything, it was Elsa Bloodstone, and it was entirely justified.
We were coming off of a bunch of busted cards, including Loki, Eliath, Elsa Bloodstone.
Oh, yeah.
Blob. Or was Blob the month after?
Menting the +3 rule.
I don't know.
But that was... I would like to think I appreciated it, although maybe didn't realize how precious it might be. Like, that the next year or two might not be so fun. Thematically, anyway. This is also where I admit I don't think I've played more than the tutorial of Slay the Spire, so I should get around to that sometime.
Oh, it's so good.
I know you two both love it. I've bought it at least once, possibly twice. I just haven't played it.
I'm slightly annoyed. And like, for me, it's not infinitely repeat, because it's like having to start. I wish you got to like draft at the beginning or something and start with something more interesting. Always starting with the basic deck for me, it's like too slow on sit down enough. Just to complain, to my imaginary Slay the Spire friends.
Okay. There might be some mods for the PC version that you might be interested in. I haven't messed with them myself. Yes, but I think there's a fairly active mod situation for Slay the Spire.
That can be very healthy for a game. Other than that, I guess, I've been playing a decent amount of Grand Arena. I got to Sentry without the pass. I'm almost done with the free pass, and I will not be playing it anymore. I basically am going to stop playing as soon as I get all the credits from the shop. I got the Agatha emote, but I don't care about zombie fist bump emote. So I think the only cosmetic I'm grabbing is the Agatha thumbs up. Not that I will have a lot of occasion to use it, but it seems like, if somebody thumbs up me in a sassy way, sometimes I want to thumbs up them back. And it's like, it's a pretty sassy little Agatha emote. I'm just using an all-in Mr. Fantastic deck. I don't think it's worth reading off because Sanctum's going to be done. I guess there's a few days after we're done. After this podcast goes live. It's basically like all of the draw cards, and you're all in on like an onslaught combo. It wins if your opponent doesn't have tech against it, and otherwise you're in trouble. It is Mr. Fantastic, of course, and then I have Nico Minoru and Adam Warlock for drawing cards, and Crystal and Magic. Yellow Jacket and Martyr to support Nico and Adam. Quake, because this deck depends on you playing mid. So Magic and Quake work together to make sure that mid is an okay location for you. And then Mystique and Prodigy to copy Onslaught. Moonstone, Onslaught. And it makes like 100 to 150 power in the side lanes. And it's just, I don't know. One thing, I don't know if it's something I like about Grand Arena, but it's like, it lets me play Snap in a more mindless way. Is if I'm playing against a precon, I know if they have tech, right? Like if I'm playing the Hulk precon, I know they have Lady Deathstrike. So I just hold Mr. Fantastic and Mystique for the last turn and throw Pryo, which I could try to do anyway, if I suspect tech, but you never know for sure which tech people are running. If it's Carnage, I'm trying to play around Uncle Ben. But if it's Thor or another Mr. Fantastic, I have absolutely nothing to worry about. They can't do anything to stop me. So I don't know if it's been fun, but it's been chill. I strongly believe in making Snap fun in your own way. So yeah. Let's move on. I didn't cover before we started the show. Do either of you have anything you want to say about the Hunger or Zombie Captain Marvel?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Sweet. Me neither. I've ran into like one or two extra Zombie Captain Marvels. Still not super impressed. Zombie Sentry. I think we could save that for next week. I haven't, but I haven't played him once. Have either of you played with him at all?
I've played against him. I've seen him around.
I haven't even played against him. This is our Grand Arena prize.
I think I lost to the person who was playing him.
I've seen a few people doing like, this is all in on the Horde. This is all the Horde cards. It's finally maybe a real package.
Yeah, big old giant man. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I did see somebody confirm that if you play Zombie Sentry before there's anything in the right, he just doesn't do anything. Like Horde 0 does nothing.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I expected, but it's interesting to see that confirmed. Okay. Zombie Galacti. What a card. 7/4. Start of game. It chooses 6 other cards in your deck. On reveal,
that's not the text.
No, it's not.
It says that you choose them.
The text is garbage, okay?
It really is. What a stupid card.
I don't know. Well, taking aside the power of this card, right? Because if it had different stats, it would be a strong card. Yeah, the text is rough, but I don't know if you can, using their restrictions, their tone, their style, their 3-line limit. I don't know if you can write this card in a cleaner way. Right? Like, what other verb are you using besides choose to indicate? I mean, it could be like randomly choose. If they could squeeze a randomly in there, that would do some work. Yeah. I did see people who were like thinking they were going to get to choose the 6. And it's hard to blame them because that's what
the card says.
Yeah. While I personally don't think I don't think we're ever going to see a modal window that's like a pop-up window that you have to deal with before the thing underneath it.
I hope we don't, but I worry that we might.
I don't think we'll ever see one in Snap. But if we do, it's not going to be one as complicated as picking 6 cards from your deck. But yeah, this card sounds exactly like you get to do the choosing. And I saw players and content creators alike confused by that ahead of time. I have ran into this card 2 or 3 times. It was not impressive. How about you two? Have you seen it at all? Like nobody's playing it.
Seen it yet?
Yeah.
I only popped in a couple times, and I only played Grand Arena, so I have not seen it.
Valid.
Yeah. I feel bad for the people who weren't sure if this card was going to be good or bad and maybe ventured the tokens on it. For my part, I did try to warn I gave this card a 0. That's not a number we're allowed to give out under our rating system. I bent the rules to tell you all that this is the worst card ever. But, you know.
I feel like people who were getting it wanted the gimmick of it. Like, you know.
Yeah, there are definitely people who
wanted to mess with it.
Combo card. Yeah.
I hope everyone knew what they were getting into, because damn, what a nothing.
I've used it just a little bit. I have been trying to cook something to do with it, right? Something fun. Like, surely there can be a combo, like a clip here. If not,
you can definitely make a clip deck with it, for sure.
Yeah, this is a clip-ass card. So I've been working on that, but like I've already seen people do like Wong Shuri stuff, and it's like, okay, cool. I made a bunch of 64 power Galacti, and that's something. Your opponent, why didn't your opponent retreat? Like, your opponent sees the zombie Galacti animation at the start of game. Like a Thanos or a High Evo type animation where it like shows you that you're playing zombie Galacti.
Do the cards glow?
They can also, your opponent can see all of the cards, the aura, to show you exactly which cards are going to be the ones that transform.
The start of game animations were so long when we were all playing Kang. Do you remember that? When they just changed Kang and it was like, okay, you'll go through Kang and then they all go through Kang. And then sometimes people would just also throw in like Thanos and Arachno, and you're like, yay, let's sit through this. This is why I play Snap. Anyway.
Well,
no, I saw
my
somebody
solution
doing
was to never play Kang. Cut that time in half.
But what if your opponent is playing it? I saw somebody doing it with all of the cards, right? Uatu, Agatha, Quicksilver, all of them. It's 34 seconds long of opening animations.
Wow.
Okay, the best thing that I have heard about Zombie Galacti came from KM Best, and it was that he was getting 8 cubers because people would snap on him as soon as they saw he was playing it, and then he just didn't play it. It's kind of like the old Red Hulk thing where like your opponent like sees you building up this Red Hulk and they play around it and you just don't ever play it. I don't know. Goofy card. I hope it stays bad, right? Like I've seen people
I'm not interested in the good version of this card.
This would be bad for the game if it was a good card.
It really would.
I'm glad to report that so far seems bad. Okay.
I wish there was more room for mediocre in Snap, though. It does feel kind of like everything is good or bad. And it's like, but I want the freedom for everyone to be able to, like, follow their heart and at least have a mediocre time with whatever they want to play. And it feels like there's some cards you just can't.
Well, I feel like a lot of the cards this month have been mediocre. And I think, spoiler alert for later, a lot of next month's cards are going to be mediocre. And the thing is, I just think that like the nature of the game is that mediocre just means bad when it like,
that's right. Then it doesn't exist. And it's just bad.
Yeah.
There's just good or bad. Yeah. There's meta or like unplayable.
It's like the snapping and retreating kind of amplifies that, right? It makes good cards better and decent and medium cards bad.
And like a lot of these cards would be fine if they could hop in a time machine back to like 2023.
Yeah.
But they can't. That's not what we're doing. We're only accelerating it and putting out more and more and more cards. So nobody gets to be good. I don't know. Only really good cards get to be good.
Yeah.
Poor Airwalker, Firelord. Those are good cards, right? They seem like they should be good cards.
I mean, I've seen people put them in decks.
It's not their fault.
We will not talk about next week's cards right now because they will be in the season rankings that we'll be doing. I think we should do the OTA next. the OTA is all, I believe it's all just like 1 power changes, right? Oh, Mercury's is a bigger change than that. Other than Mercury, it's all just 1 power changes. But, we could still go through them real quick. Black Cat goes from 1/5 to 1/4. That makes sense to me. I saw a lot less Bob ever since they took her to 5.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't think vanilla 1/5s. I mean, like, sure, Black Cat did have some text that made her better with Fantasticar. But like, it's basically a vanilla 1/5. That's what she was, and it's not. That's not right. That's not appropriate.
Yep, Sauron 1/3 to 1/2. I don't run into this deck a lot. I'm kind of surprised that this is where they're taking the power, but also I think he's all upside,
fine.
Right? Like if you're playing him, he's all upside. So
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say that about Ghost Spider too, and she's a 1/3, and I kind of think she's good at 1/3, but
It's fine.
yeah,
I'm
means it should happen.
He's exclusively a niche card, whereas Ghost Spider is a card you can use in another deck, even though
if you generate a Ghost Spider, you'll be looking for ways to use it for sure.
Yeah, like 90%, 98% of why you're using her is in a move deck, but you can totally play her in like just a good cards thing. Supergiant goes from 4/7 to 4/6. I know she was getting popularity as a tech card, but isn't that because of the things she was answering? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. I struggle on this one. I only play against Supergiant.
Yeah.
Now here's it. Like the 1 power really does matter sometimes, and it matters more on cards that are cheaper. But yeah, hardly any of these are exciting. Eliath 6/9 to 6/8. I'm glad for that. The less Eliath I see, the better. And I already wasn't seeing any.
I mean, like when they did the big Eliath nerf, like I remember I said like it's been wild to me this whole time that like 6/9 Eliath is okay. Like it's too big and does too much. And I think 6/8 might still be probably a little bigger than it needs to be. I think people would probably play a 6/6 Eliath.
Yeah. I think 6 or 7 seems like the right place. Mercury, this is from my perspective, this is the big one. 2/2 to 3/4. Like that's a big change.
Yeah, there are a number of ways to look at that. The one that jumps out at me is why are all the self movers 3? You know what? Why don't we just make Jeff 3? Why don't we make Nightcrawler 3 while we're at it?
Why don't we add another one to the game next week?
I mean, that's what we're doing. Like Nocturne, Rocket and Groot, Spider-Punk, Mercury. That's 4. Like what? Why don't we bump Vision down to 3?
They're limiting the number you can put in a deck. One, I like this because Mercury was the new Jeff. Why would you play Jeff when you could play a Mercury that could counter a whole deck as well as being moved, like a Jeff? So that's good. And then the other thing, I think that's what I found. As someone who didn't, you know how much I fear squirrels and don't play move. But like every time I keep ending up playing decks of like self movers. They're just so good. If you get a whole deck and you can shift all your power around and like all of this stuff, and there should be a limit, I feel like, and making them all 3s. And it's like, fuck yeah, I'll play Mercury and Surf right now. So like, I'm kind of okay with this, to be honest.
I think I'm curious how much the choice is related to like being able to play Mercury and Cannonball on the same turn, right? Like that's harder to do now. You can't do it on Limbo. You can't do it with a 1 ramp on 6.
You can still do it with Sarah.
Yeah, there are still ways to do it. Absolutely, or Wave.
That's a good call out though. Like I didn't even think about the combo with Cannonball.
Like trying to make it less surprising, but also Move is a very good deck right now. At my understanding is that Move is a good deck at the top of ladder, and it's one of those decks that just like doesn't trickle down to the rest of the game, and so they don't nerf it very often. But it seems like the players near the top are like, why would you nerf Mercury but not the rest?
Yeah,
but not Move. That's
the other way I would look at it. Besides, like, too many clumped up at 3. I'm just like, I don't know. Mercury's we need Mercury on the street, keeping us safe.
Maybe we just need more move counters.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think that's actually, well, they need to nerf Torch. Torch is crazy.
Yep. Torch, I liked it when Killmonger did the thing.
Yeah, it turns out that was pretty important balance.
Yeah.
And now with like Shang is hardly ever seen anymore. I'm surprised how much his nerf has taken him out of the meta, but so he's not there to police Torch. I don't know.
Okay. Can I take the next one, Lauren?
Yeah, do it.
All right. It is X-23. And I'm doing this because I've just had a long love of Laura Kinney of X-23, the character. So I'm sad for her, even though it's like probably fine. I mean, they're nerfing her from a 1-2 to a 1-1, but her ability remains the same. She still generates an energy, which is usually why you're playing her. But it's funny because this lines up with what's going on with her right now in the comics as well. She is also getting nerfed. This is because they're doing this Age of Revelation where they're flashing forward to like X-Men apocalyptic future kind of stuff, like they like to do. And this is what in X, I just got the first issue of her or I just read it anyway, of her new run. After last one ended, and it is like X-23. It's Laura Kinney Sabretooth. That's what she's doing in the future. Down from being Laura Kinney Wolverine. Now she's like running around as Sabretooth. She's like henching for the villain. She's like at odds with like Scout, like with her, Gabby, her like little sister. It's just like, oh, Laura. Oh, Laura. So just, it's all around a bad timer for her right now. So just keep her in your thoughts, please. All right. Did you have any thoughts about this?
I don't know. Yeah. I don't like it as a fan of the character. And I don't know.
Destroy is very strong right now.
It is very strong right now.
Surprised X-23 is where they're hitting it.
I also am surprised. I haven't thought about it super hard, but yeah, I don't know. My gut feeling about this change is meh.
Yeah, it's I guess 2 power off of Destroy if you count the extra power that Venom would get. Yeah, I think Destroy will be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Leader 6'4" to 6'5". Yep.
Yep.
Any extra that's fine. Nakia similarly 3'3" to 3'4".
Hey, let's celebrate it because she had been. As someone who puts her in decks all the time, I had taken her out. Like my last few buff decks, it's just like too much competition with when all the other buffers. So like this helps.
I think this is a completely free buff. Like no risk of this being too strong.
Right?
Yeah. I'm just like, why now? Why? I mean, it's not going to make her a card now. Like they could have done this like 18 months ago and it might have been different, but she's still not cut out for 2025.
Penny Parker, I think this is her second buff.
Yes.
Spider goes from 3'4" to 3'5". That makes me a lot more interested in the card, honestly. That 1 extra power makes a big difference.
She always feels like she should be better than she ends up being in play, though. I always think I'm going to end up pulling off some cool shenanigans that I'm going to be like, only with Penny. And then when I am doing all these decks, I'm always like, but I think I'd rather play this other thing or do this other thing. And it just... sometimes she's going to hit on that combo and be OP, like some card will come out or something, and then she'll suffer for it probably instead of the new card, but I don't know that we're there yet. Yeah,
being a 3-turn thing is like, that's tough. That's worse than Activate.
The life cycle is like half the game. Like, we got other things to do.
And finally, Electro, they just keep creeping him up, 3'4" to 3'5".
Woo.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
3.5 is a real stat line.
Yeah, you're getting close to the point where like might try to figure out how to deal with that ongoing ability.
Yeah, I have to say, like, when this Electro change made me look at one of the cards that's coming out next month a little more closely, and it made me like think like maybe I don't want to play either of these cards.
I think Electro just has so much competition for ramp, right? Like, why wouldn't you be playing Hope or Luna Snow?
Yep, they're so painless, especially Hope. But I mean, like, Luna Snow is relatively painless too.
Right. And once he didn't combo with Lady Deathstrike anymore, you know, like, for me, that was the end of him. I could never figure out how to get him back in after that.
That's a good point.
I think Blink is kind of the only thing.
I mean, Cersei.
Yeah. There you go. There's two. Yeah. All right. That's the OTA. Feels like a very small one. I believe there's another one next week because SD is doing their semi-annual company get together. So they moved up an OTA. Maybe the next one will be more exciting. We are now going to rank the November cards. Season starts next week, Spider-Verse season. If you haven't heard our rankings before, or if you just need a reminder, we rank them points 1 through 4. 1 is the worst, 4 is the best. You can interpret that however you want. It could be stars or thumbs or whatever. Let's get into it. First up, Spider-Punk, our premium season pass, a 3-2. All of these are based on data mines, so they might change last second. Sometimes that happens. You can move this once. When this moves to a location, steal 2 power from the highest power enemy there. Ree.
This feels very Rocket and Groot to me, you know, obviously for obvious reasons, because it's very similar. So I replace it like it's a self mover. But the problem is that used to always be inherently good, and now we have enough, and it's been pointed out, like, they all freeze, so you're only going to be picking one of these, and it's like, do you want this power versus the power to change a location, or, you know, stop, move, whatever you're trying to do. So for me, this is like probably like a 2.5 between a 2 and a 3, but I'll put it up to 3 because it's fucking Spider-Punk, you know? Give the man his due. So that's where I'm landing for this one.
Ben?
You know, I am right in that same zone between 2 and 3. Like, I love this card. This card is very cool. This card does stuff that I like to do. I wish it came out 2 years ago. They're going to buff it, right? So it's going to be fine eventually. But I do think that it just, I think that, like, it's tempting to, like, dismiss it because it can't hang with Human Torch, like, points wise. But I think it does a sufficiently different thing. And also, I just don't like playing Human Torch very much. Didn't like playing him at 1. Still don't like playing him at 3. And I'm just very excited to play this card. But, like, I don't know. You know, what did I give Scarlet Witch last season? A 2? Like, this feels a lot like Scarlet Witch again, except I like this one more, and I'm rooting for it. And, like, last season I was like, well, they're gonna buff her, it'll be fine. But, like, this time I'm like, well, they're gonna buff him and maybe he'll be good after that. Maybe I'm saying, like, all the same things with a different tone, you know. But, like, this is like a very mid season pass card, unfortunately, because I want it to be good because it's so cool and it does such a cool thing. Like, I don't know, I've thought about all the kinds of little mover type things they might make, and I knew they might make one like this, and I like that they did. I kind of wish it was, I don't know. Yeah, I just wish it came out earlier when it would matter.
Yeah, I'm interested in it. Maybe this is why they nerfed Mercury, right? Sell season passes in November. It's 3/6 if you move him once, right? You can move him many times. I think I was also struggling with the fact that, like, why wouldn't you just play Torch if you're going to find a way to move this guy a bunch of times? But there are a couple things he does uniquely, right? Versus, say, Old Vulture or Torch. One is he's a card that you can move, and you're incentivized to move it multiple times. We don't have anything like that, right? The existing self-movers, Nocturne sort of, but like it's not the same, right? Changing 2 locations is not as often something you want to do as stealing 2 power twice. Maybe you disagree because of how you love Nocturne.
Changing 2 locations when like they think they're out of the woods, they're like, okay, one of these locations is going to change, but like, ooh, sometimes that second one really it becomes the star of the dish.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree Nocturne is the closest, but still, but Nocturne you don't want to move 4 times, and this you're happy to move 4 times. I don't want to say not never. Maybe Nocturne you do want to move 4 times.
Sometimes. I mean, like it's all about the one that makes it the 8 cuber, you know, whichever move that is, if that's number 1, number 2, number 3. Sure. I don't know.
But it's you're going into it with a different goal, right? The other thing that Spider-Punk does that's different from, say, Torch or Vulture is he's spreading it around to multiple lanes. I don't know if that's a better or a worse thing, but it's a thing. I think it's also notable it's targeted to the highest power card, so if you do move him a bunch, there's a good chance he's going to spread it out. You'd have to move him a lot for that to really have good reliability, you know, like a Jocasta Sparky stack, something like that.
About that highest power thing, I think that's their cute robots means activate for this season. I think that's like, these cards care about the greatest power because great responsibility. That's cute. Like, there's more than one card. Like the Prowler toys, they care about highest.
A lot of them care about power. Yeah. Okay.
They're being cute, and I see it. I've played a lot of card games. I notice when you're being cute.
Anyway, I'm right in the same place. I'm in the same place you two are. I'm between 2 and 3. I'm leaning stronger towards 3. I think that it's just a good card. You might put it in a move package for redundancy. You might put it in an affliction package to pair with Diamondback and Ajax. The reach is kind of weak, right? Because if you move it into a hard to reach location, does your opponent even have anything there to hit? And then he's just a 2.
Yeah.
So, like, I want to say he can go in a good cards package like Rocket and Groot once upon a time did, but I don't know if he's quite there. Okay. Man Spider, our super premium season pass card, also available in Series 5. Assuming the data mines are correct. 5/1, on reveal, merge the last card you played into this. When this merges, double its power. Ben.
I'm giving this one a 3. I don't know. It's one of these. You know, I hate the doubling, but it's good. You know, it's better than giving things +3 is doubling them. You know, and there are just like a zillion ways to get ahead with this. I mean, I think sometimes it's just going to be as simple as like you play Gwenpool, you don't have a bunch of cards in hand, and then you play Man Spider next, and Gwenpool gets schlorped over, and then just I don't know. Like I think this card is just fundamentally strong, and there are going to be things to do with it. The just packing up one of your lanes and putting it somewhere else. Like this card doesn't say move on it, but it's like in many ways it functions like a very big surprising move card. You know?
I think it's super cool for unfilling a lane.
So yeah, I'm giving it a 3. I feel like at other times when I've thought about it, I was a little higher on it, but I don't remember exactly what my thought process was. And like the last time I felt this way about it, like the last time I had this experience with a card, it was like Jim Hammond, where like I'd written down like the day before, like, oh, this is a 3. And then when it came time to rate the cards and like talk about it, I couldn't remember why I thought he was a 3. But then I turned out I still think Jim Hammond's a 3. After I got to play with him, I liked him. So I'm going to trust myself. Whatever I thought about this card that had me so high on it, I think I was right. So, yep. Yep, it's at least a 3.
I think he's a solid 3. Super duper playable. Has some sort of like utility, not just giant power. He can unfill a lane. He can absorb a card that has negative text, right? Like he can eat a star brand, and that ongoing ability is gone.
All that.
Also, merging an extra time with him with something like Agony or Hulkbuster is not super difficult to do, and is probably worth it if it means you're getting 2 doubles. But super vulnerable to tech, and you still have to figure out how to win another lane if you make one really big dude. So 3. I'm trying to reserve 4s for cards I think are truly super strong. Ree?
Okay. I actually gave this one a 2. I feel like first of all, it feels like it's just better than Black Panther. At first I was like, but is it though? But it's like really anywhere I would play Black Panther, and I don't know that I'm playing them both. It's like you could just play this instead because it does the same thing, right? Like you'd play it with Arnim Zola, and it's just almost free that you could play whatever before it, and you can at least get to like Black Panther's size, right?
I actually think the Zola play is weird because when you merge, it transfers the last card played property. So it will either, if it was the last card you played, it won't have anything to merge with. And if it does have something to merge with, the second copy from Zola will eat the first copy. Because it will like through the transitive property, the first one will become the last card you played. So it's a way to make one really big spider, but that's different from the Black Panther thing.
Is there anything there with Tribunal, do we think?
How are you playing Zola and Tribunal? But yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Also, do we like this card as a Ravonna friend? I know we're always looking for Ravonna friends.
Yes.
The problem is with Ravonna, often I am playing very low power cards. You don't get a lot of bonus from doubling low power cards' power. So it's a tricky...
There has to be somebody who's not a Ravonna friend.
Mm-hmm. Right, and the problem is, like, when you're playing Ravonna, though, you're usually... I mean, a lot of times people will sprinkle her in for a couple cards, but I hate doing that because it's a 12-card game. It gets harder and harder, right, to put in, like, a package, like, in a card like Ravonna that isn't helping you with a lot of things, right, that you're not going to... Because there's so many 2s. So... in this one, that's where I was at. Okay, and this makes it, I'm actually glad for that, because I was thinking it through, and I'm like, I guess it is better, but it's not. It's different. It's very, I give it a 2 because it's like Black Panther. It's a combo you really need to set up to make happen, and it's probably going to be a visible combo. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of factors there. It's just really not free. As someone, and I've tried to play Black Panther and then not, usually you only see him in the combo style or Galactus, decks. And I've tried to can I just throw him in my little hand buff deck as like one big card? And it's like, no, there's just, in that case, why wouldn't you just play a Sinister and some other cards that you buffed up? He just doesn't, if you're not comboing him, like I would play Absman after him sometimes, and that was cute. But it's just like, these are cards that are really like very narrow into their combo decks. You can't really sprinkle them at all.
Do you think maybe there's a chance for Man Spider to work as like not maybe a super greedy combo thing, but like what if it's just the natural thing you play after a 4-cost? What are 4-costs that people like to play? Like, I mean,
I think Gwenpool that you said was a really good example because it's an on reveal you want and has decent power.
Do you ever play this after Wiccan? Just like make a 14 power in a different lane. I don't know. And then you've got extra Wiccan energy to do something else with. It just seems like a fundamentally strong card. I don't know.
I don't know. That's what you would think, but it's like, if you have that extra energy with Wiccan, you're probably playing like a better 6-cost card, or like you're just doing better things than like doubling your Wiccan, you know? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it can be sneaky, right? It doesn't have to be as telegraphed as Black Panther, because you could play this on 6 and absorb a Red Skull, right? It's just like, but you still have to win another lane. And so in some ways, I think that this is a very honest combo card, right? Like you could do something like Typhoid Mary into Man Spider and then Taskmaster it. That's just like in the same sort of way that like the Shuri Sauron deck is just big, but it's pretty honest. This feels like that kind of card to me. I think it could even go in the Shuri Sauron deck pretty effectively.
Probably. I'm not an expert on that one, but it seems plausible. It didn't seem silly to me.
Okay. I think I could see it too happening. Superior Spider-Man, Series 5, 3/4. At the start of each turn, you get +1 energy if you have any cards with increased power in play. I'll start. I think we said when we first saw this card, I think Silver Sable came up. Hunger or Zombie Mr. Fantastic are also available as ways to ensure that he's working like on turn 4. It seems like a good ramp card if you have a way to make him somewhat reliable, right? Like I would much rather play this than Electro.
yeah.
I've seen some people be really high on him, and I'm like, I don't know if it's worth being super high for like 1 extra energy for 3 turns. So like could just do that with Luna Snow. So it's hard to say anything below 3 for like just a solid ramp card, but I don't think he's better than the ones we already have. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and say 2.
Oh, well. I give him a 3 because getting energy is always good. And when you're just gaining energy in this way, it's the reason we do all of these shenanigans with Quicksilver and Domino to get Wiccan, is because it's also immune to Mobius, you know? Like, they can't take it away from you. So that's a point in its favor. The next point in favor is like you already want your cards to have increased power anyway, so win-win. However, as you were stating, it's not as reliable a gain in energy as other cards. You're not guaranteed to draw your Silver Sable, you know what I mean, to have it all set up. But still, it's an energy gain card. It feels more and more like it's hard to not have something like that in a deck. You know, something to help accelerate you, a surge or something. So, you know, so it's a 3 for me. I think it'll fit into a lot of decks because, you know, if you're already doing that anyway, this might be the card you put in to ramp yourself.
Ben?
I started out pretty high on this card. I felt in my gut, like, how could it be less than a 3, right? Because making energy is good, and it's 3/4, and the thing that it asks you to do is so doable, so attainable. But the thing is, lately, I've been playing a lot of Corvus Glaive. I was very slow to adopt Corvus Glaive, but, like, that's a card that's doing a thing and giving you extra energy, and, like, its drawback is like part of your game plan. This guy's drawback is like, it sounds like he goes in the Horde deck of all things, because you mentioned the Hunger and Zombie Mr. Fantastic as 2 ways to make sure that he hits the ground running. But like, what deck is playing Silver Sable? Like, is this a bounce card? Do we? I mean, does it go in bounce? I don't. And I mean, like,
no. Like,
I just don't
rather be playing Black Swan.
That is such a wild thing, but like, yeah, I mean, I just don't think this goes in bounce. So I'm like, does it go in Horde? Is that the end of the list where this goes? Because like, how else are you actually like getting it set consistent? I mean, like, I know that things get extra power from a zillion different sources, locations and stuff like all the time.
Yeah.
But like, it's not like I don't know, like when it's not working, you just played a 3/4, y'all. That's Cyclops. I want to like this card because I like the character, and I just don't think it's filling a need. Like who's asking for, like, what deck wants this? And I think it's maybe just zombies.
What else is there? Like Sam Wilson on 2.
Yeah, Sam Wilson is the other one that I'd been thinking of in my list, but Sam Wilson is
Strange
not who
Supreme.
Sam Wilson used to be.
If you have like Squirrels and Strange Supreme, but that's a 2-step
What
process.
if you're doing like a bounce with like a Hawkeye? You know what I mean?
Hawkeye is one. Yeah. Kitty Pryde, she's off by 1 turn because you can't play her and Superior Spider-Man on the same turn.
Like Aranya.
Aranya's a good
someone
one.
a buff. There's so many cards that are small and will buff other cards.
Yeah.
I think it's like
Chavez. Yeah. There may be like a critical one that I'm missing, but it just seems like, I don't know. I'm worried about the consistency of getting him started on 4. And if he's getting started on 5, like it could have been Jennifer Kale if you really wanted to get a 6 out on 5.
Like,
but
as
if you're
I
playing
look at
a
the
little
competition,
bounce deck, why not put this in to help you ramp it? Maybe. I guess then you're looking to play Beast. I mean,
like, there are only 12 cards, and this guy doesn't get big. He never gets big. No part of him is like, and get big at the end. I don't know.
Like maybe in a vacuum he might be a better card, but I just think we have other options that are fine.
Again, 2 years ago, this card would be nuts.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know how many ways we would have had to proc him 2 years ago, but a way to play.
We'd be playing Forge. We'd be playing Forge just to play this guy.
Forge is another one. Okay. Web Sling, a Series 4 card in the first week, a skill, 1 cost. On reveal, next turn, you can move one of your cards away from here.
Okay, this has gotta be like okay, I feel like it's like maybe a 4 in like its ability in the game, but like a 1 in my heart. Because we've talked about this before. I know Ben feels strongly about this too. This really hurts the character cards, like Ghost Spider, like Iron Fist, because it's better. It used to be a bonus, like early, it's like a curve over the time of Snap, where like early on, it was a benefit to have an extra card out. You know what I mean? To have, it's like, oh, this is also a body with a pointer too. Maybe do some. But now it's a detriment because there's so many, it's so easy. You're usually running out of space. You usually don't want to have a bunch of little cards laying around, especially if you're trying to move things around, That's why you're seeing those decks try and pick those little cards back up. You want them out of the way and reuse them. So this one does what one of those little cards do. It moves you around for a low cost of 1, but then it doesn't hang around to clutter up the space, The only downfall to it is next turn instead of immediate. So there is that, but that's how I feel about it. Give it maybe a 3.
Ben?
I also ended up giving it a 3. I'm also wondering if perhaps it's a 4. I still I hate that it's so, like, if you're supposed to be doing web slinging stuff, all the characters that are supposed to be doing web stuff already have abilities that do their web stuff. What is this? What flavor is this bringing to the game? Like, Silk already does the Silk thing. Spider-Man already does the Spider-Man. Like, Ghost Spider does that. They all already have the move thing built in. Why is there this extra just taking up space in the game and just supplanting them? It's just
for the characters who don't have their own webs.
But why? Why do they get to?
Yeah.
They don't have their own webs. Wolverine doesn't have web shooters. He's got adamantium claws. He's got a healing factor. This is just, it's ugly. It's just, I don't think it's cool. I don't think it makes the game more interesting. I think it only crowds out characters that, you know, people care about and like relate to and like want to hang out with while they play card games. Nobody wants to hang out with the web shooter. And it's not even called Thwip or anything fun, you know?
Thwip would be a better name for sure.
Like, gosh, they just don't. I don't know, y'all. Not an exciting card to me. Maybe it's a 4, but I can't give it higher than a 3 just because of how distasteful I find it.
I know. And based on data mines, it seems like we're just going to keep getting more of these.
Yeah, it's not even the only one this season. Deafening Chord, what the fuck is that?
Yeah. And I think there's 2 next season also. The fastball special and the adamantium infusion.
Oh, I guess I could have given this one a 4 because, spoiler alert, I'm giving Deafening Chord a 4. So I don't know. Maybe I can give 4s to cards that I hate, but man,
I am just like the two of you, split between 3 and 4. This is a strong thing to do. This is old Thanos Space Stone, which was absolutely busted when it existed, but also it was primarily used with a lockjaw that's different from the one we have now. And also a Quinjet that was different from the one we have now. But I do think it's really cool, the delayed decision, right? Like, next turn, you can choose which of the cards you're moving out of the lane, whether you're even doing it at all, and also where they're going. It's fairly cool. And it's only cost 1, so you can easily play it on the same turn as a card like Torch or whatever if you want to get it start moving. There was recently the patch that made it so that moves are smarter. So like if you used this and Spider-Punk on the same turn, it would use up the web sling first before using up Spider-Punk's move. Wouldn't you rather it be a 1 body? Like, it has 2 or 3 power, like Iron Fist or Ghost Spider? But I mean, maybe that delayed decision is really powerful. Yeah,
like,
Madam Web's more expensive.
Yeah, I suppose. It's just it's occupying such similar design space, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go. I hate picking 3s the entire season. I do think it's one of the strongest cards of the season, but I don't think it's a super strong season. So I'm gonna be 3. I'm trying to remember. That's what I was wishing for October. I'm like, I kind of wish I didn't give out any 4s because I don't think in retrospect, I don't think any of them are 4s. Boring as that range is. Okay. The following week, Chameleon's in the data mines twice. So we're going to pretend that he's this week. He might also be an LTGM card. Anyway, Ezekiel Sims, 2/2. After you play a card with... do we want to start rotating who reads them? That seems more interesting to me. Ben, you read this one.
Ezekiel Sims. He's a 2/2. After you play a card with higher power here, give this +2 power and move this to another location. It's a Series 5. Would you like to know what I think about it?
I do. Yep. That's how we'll do the rotation.
A very cool design. Don't think it's very strong. I hope it gets buffed because I'm a fan of the character. And I think it's a neat ability. It's just, wow. It just gets harder and harder to proc. And I mean, like, do they know that they already printed a card called Batroc the Leaper? Like, look at these 2 cards next to each other, and like, one of them is very good, and one of them is like just I don't know. I don't know what you're supposed to. I like the things that this card does. It just does them so efficiently and inefficiently and badly. Like I'm giving it a 2, but like I'm just being nice. There's like no reason to play this card ever at all.
I'm really surprised this is a Series 5.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Feels like a Series 4.
Yeah.
I'm a 1 on this. I think it could be a good card, but I really struggle to imagine it being one of the best 12 in a deck.
Yep.
It's like, what deck wants this over something else? I don't know. Like,
Silk.
It is certainly more controlled than Silk, and it can get bigger than Silk. But like, if you're playing Silk, it's usually because you want her moving all over the place.
Yep. Somebody's getting big, even if it's not Silk. It's Stomp or it's Craven. Yeah. Just can't hang with the Leaper and friends.
Okay, no, I gave this one a 3. I love this card.
Oh.
I love Batrock the Leaper. I love Silk. Silk's bigger than this. It'll proc it. I love cards. I don't like cards I have to move. I like cards that I can move in other ways. And I fucking love Hydra Stomping. I'll play Whack-A-Mole with the Hydra all day long. And this is a card that does that. That'll like move via other conditions. So I'll take on the challenge. Like a Hydra Stomper, by the time I put it down, will be higher than this. Maybe I'll put in some Stardust, some other nonsense or whatever to keep doing it. This gives me another angle to take on stomping some Hydras. And I love just the little entourage of cards that go swinging around every turn. Without me having plotted it out. I love just letting them do what they want to do, letting the chaos unfold, letting the Hydra Stomper grow in power with each Hydra minion takes out.
I was going to say that this one's not very chaotic, except you don't know where it's going to go.
You don't, but Batrock will follow it.
Yeah.
So this will be like, I don't know. It seems fun for me. I'm excited.
I hope,
love it.
I hope it's worth playing.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. Chameleon. Series 4. 3/3. On reveal, copy the text of another card here you revealed this turn. The first thing that comes to mind, Surfer. But
Of course.
wouldn't you rather just Absman, especially because, and I know you play a lot of Surfer Absman, Ben, or
I
at least
do.
have in the past.
I don't
know. I don't know how often Absman is doing Brood, but to me, that alone is like, I would rather have Absman than Chameleon.
Yes, Absman is often doing Brood.
Yeah. So then it's like, what else? It doesn't have to copy an on reveal. It could copy like an ongoing or something.
Mm-hmm.
So
but it has to be there in the spot.
Yeah.
So it's
same
like Mr.
turn,
Fantastic
same location. Like
on
another.
6. Like you
Wait,
play
what's
like Moonstone on
Invis
4 or
Woman?
5, and maybe
Another
Invis
Invis
Does
Woman
it
is
count,
the
or does
thing.
that happen after end of the game? Like, it always gets tricky for me when it's like this turn, but what if it doesn't?
I think it'll count.
Could you? Traditional Invisible Woman, not First Steps. Yes, I think it'll work with that. Because it says revealed, not like a card that you staged or played.
And it still does count as like turn 6 for the purposes. Like even though it's like end of the game, it's still turn 6.
So like 2 Iron Man on the same lane, like he's not a lot of power. So it feels like there's something clever here. He seems like a very fun card, but not a very strong one. And so I'm inclined to say a 2. I kind of want to go 1, but like it just seems like there is a lot of space here. There's a lot of stuff that, and it seems I'm scared I'm missing something. Like
Right,
Victoria
it opens up
Hand.
such an avenue because like most cards are limited. It's like it has to be another unreveal card. You know what I mean? It's like this is really, like. I mean, I know we're going to have to, it's too hard with like Sarah shenanigans to make it cheap enough is the problem. It's really such a drawback that it has to be the same turn, but it's too powerful probably if it's not.
Or I was thinking, I think it's too much that it's the same location. If it's the same turn,
that's the thing. Both of these are so restrictive, and
it would
together,
be very cool if you could. Yeah. Anyway, 3.
Yeah, it's gotta be like a 2. Like, I don't think it's a 1, but it's so limited, and the cool stuff you want to do, like the things I want to copy, the more expensive stuff. And yeah, it's a tough one. Because it's like, where are you, I guess like you're probably not even putting it in Surfer. I don't know.
It feels like a card where somebody's going to discover something with it.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, this is what you do with Chameleon. And maybe it's going to take a month or 2, or maybe it's just a few days, but I don't know. I hate ranking a card based on that lack of knowledge, but
I mean,
I'm
that's
sure
the
it's
kind
gonna
of
be
card
a
it
clip
is,
card
though. It
sometimes.
hits on a combo, and until then, it's like doesn't fit anywhere. Like,
Yeah. And you got a number in mind?
I mean, I really like. I feel kind of optimistic about I just like the restrictions are so burdensome. Like but like the thing is, it does have something over absorbing man in that it costs 3. And so like I think I might give it a 3 just on the strength of turn 6 for Surfer. Also, as I mentioned, I think it would be cute to play Moonstone and then finish the game with Mr. Fantastic and Chameleon. And like, that doesn't seem the most practical to me, but there's got to be something kind of like that, or like there will be things to do with, like, I don't know. There are just so many other cards that I keep trying to pair with it in my head, and it just like doesn't work out. So like, I feel like maybe it's a 2. Maybe I'm being nice, but like, I don't know. This seems like a thing with potential. I liked the Victoria hand suggestion. I think there's probably something here. More so than some other cards. That there are other ones where I can't tilt my head in a sufficiently optimistic alignment. You know, like this one at least I can sort of believe in. So I'm going to say low 3.
Okay. Ree, Spider-Man Noir?
okay, Spider-Man Noir is a 4-cost card with 4 power. It says, on reveal, if your other cards in play cost exactly 8 total, add the top card of your deck here, set its power to 8. And it's a Series 5, of course. I hate this because, like, I love Spider-Man Noir. I should love this card. I love noir and detective kind of stuff. Trenchcoat fedora, but like, this is such a weird it's like the theming points for theming in like a kind of conspiracy, like too much stuff. This is too much to ask for a card. It's too much to try. I don't want to play this. It seems unfun. I like to try and like pull that all off to like get a reward. You also have to set up weirdly and like, nah, like it's just like, it's one of those like posts where you're like, you know, like, I'm sorry for you or I'm happy for you, but I'm not going to read all that. And it's like, that's how I feel about this card. Like, it's like, sorry, bro, you got too much going on. Like, sort yourself out and come talk to me. Anyway, so it's like, I mean, I'm just giving it a 1 because I can't even get motivated to like figure out how good it is going to be in the meta.
It's yeah. Ben?
I also want to like this card. I like the character. I'm excited for the third Spider-Verse film. But the thing is, even though the ask is doable, this get the 8 cost on the board situation, it's a little clunky to do it on turn 4. So like you're already sort of like making your peace with the fact that this isn't going to be a curve play. But the thing that really breaks it for me, that like makes me struggle to get excited about it or think it has much potential, is that the payoff is too nebulous. Like I can see how we jump through the hoops, but like, to what end? To what end, y'all? Can you guarantee that the top card of your deck is Iron Man? Because I don't think you can. I just don't think you can. And I mean, like, sure, this is a 412 if you made the things happen, but it's not a 412 on curve, probably. I mean, like, maybe if locations really scratched your back and like served you up the right cost generated
locations
things,
can fuck you up just
they
as
can
much,
also
though, right?
fuck you up. Yep. And you can't guarantee that the thing you get is going to be good enough to like, there, like it. This card will be so cool when you generate it and you pull it off and you get something fun. So like, look forward to all the fun you're going to have with your generated Spider-Man Noirs. Don't spend the tokens. This card doesn't do anything.
Yeah. Did you give a number?
2, but I'm kind of being nice. I mean, like, am I being nice? I want to believe. I want this card to be a 3. That's what it is in my heart. But it's a 2.
This is easily the card that I have the biggest range on. I'm like a 1 to 3. I think that doing the thing is going to be easier than people think. You'll just memorize the patterns that work and do them. Mm-hmm. Things like Squirrel Girl and Mr. Sinister do make it pretty easy to do on curve. And as soon as I'm thinking Squirrel Girl and Sinister, I'm like, oh, is this a Patriot deck? But like, how bad is it if you pull Ultron? So like, it has to be a certain type of Patriot deck. And if it pulls, say, Onslaught, you don't get any benefit from the power setting, but you did get Onslaught for free. So like, I think I'm a 1 because of the same reasons that Ben was saying, where it's like, even if it's going right and it doesn't get bent over by locations or whatever, you have no idea what it's going to pull. Are you going to run Howards that you can tell what it's going to pull and delay it on purpose? Like, you can't do that. You're going to fully skip your turn 4 so that you can time it better to get a different card. And what if that card sucks too? Like, it's just
right. And then you're like you said in your Patriot example, it's like, well, you don't want Mystique to be in that deck because you don't want to be what you pull at the wrong time. So it's like just a weird limiting thing.
It's a really, really weird card. Like, the text box fascinates me. Like, to find something interesting to do with it. It's a cool puzzle to solve, but like,
much.
It's
too much for one card.
Yeah, a lot of people are gonna like dismiss it right away.
Like, hey, buddy, there are 11 other cards in this deck. Like, it's not all about you.
Yeah,
but it's still way better than Zombie Galacti. This is a real card.
Okay, Deafening Chord, Ben.
Deafening Chord. That's a 1/0. At least that's how I write down the skill stat line. But yeah, costs 1 on reveal. Afflict an enemy character here that costs 3 or less with -1 power and remove its text. So we learned nothing from Red Guardian. Just nothing. In fact, we like took the wrong lesson. I just also this deafening. This is such a yeah. I mean, like, it's going to be very good because it's good to wipe whatever your opponent thought was worth putting in their deck. Like, if they're playing a thing, like, you can wipe Madam Web. You can wipe. Honestly, like, in some ways, this is better at like wiping what you want than Red Guardian is, and it costs 1 and it cleans up after itself, and it leaves behind stat on the board. That -1 is not nothing. Like, this is so stupid. Like, it's very good. I mean, skip this one at your peril. Is it in a mode? Is that how we get this one? Is this a mode?
According to data mines, it's a limited time event, but who knows?
I guess we're all getting it, so at least there's something egalitarian about that. That we're all
Are we all getting it? I don't know if that's a guarantee.
Oh, that's a good point. Oh, geez.
It's the next Kid Omega.
Yeah, quite possibly, depending on how they handle it. Yeah, I'm not excited about playing against this card. I'm not excited. Yeah, I just wish it weren't coming out. I don't think it's good for the game.
Okay. Yeah, thematically awful. What the hell?
And we're all pro Spider-Punk here. We all like him.
Absolutely.
This is so
Big
much
Hobie
more
Brown
powerful than Spider-Punk.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, it is a good card. As like leaning on one of the things Ben likes to cite, this is a very good card to generate. I don't know if I want to take up a whole deck slot for it.
Really? For its
Really?
ability to remove the
But it
text
is-
from a card?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't
Double
really
it
like
up.
Red Guardian either. It is very good, very flexible. Like, how many decks are you going to play against where this just doesn't help you? I mean, removing text on reveal, it doesn't help you. So
They'll have something for you though. They're gonna play something for you.
yeah, there are a lot of decks that will hate getting hit by this. Yeah, so I think I'll give it a 3.
I hope it's a 3.
And Ben, I'm sorry if you did say your number. Did you? You
Oh, it's a
spoiled.
4.
You were going to give it a 4.
It's a 4. Yeah.
Ree?
Okay, I also give this a 4. It's counter for like a cost of 1, which feels pretty. But I do kind of agree. Won't necessarily go in like literally every deck, but I still think it's a card you would want to have as an option for all deck building that you're doing. That you want to be able to have to think about. So it's a 4 for me. And I also am not excited about all these skills, like feeling like they're taken away from, that they're stronger than the characters. Don't like that.
Mm-hmm. That is so backwards.
Okay. Hydra Man, also listed as a limited time event that's going to Series 4 later. 5/8. On reveal, set the cost of each deck's top card to 1. You play this with Mobius. He's fine. I'm gonna give him like a 2. Like, he's playable, but not very interesting. Not excited about it. I think there's better things you can be doing if you do want to be, messing with your opponents this way. Yeah. This one feels like a limited time event card to me.
Mm-hmm.
Ree.
All right. Yeah, I also gave it a 2. I think it's very playable. It can go in decks. Yeah, you can see how you can lopside it. But I also am not immediately enthused to go do anything. But I don't think it's a bad card.
Well, I think it's kind of a bad card. The thing, it costs 5, right? Like, where does this go? Does this go in like pixie decks? That's like the best thing I can think of for it. And like maybe the top card of your deck already got shuffled to 1 cost. I don't know. So yeah, you definitely want to be playing Mobius with it, but you can't guarantee that Mobius shows up. And like, how top heavy is your curve that you feel confident this card is doing something for you?
Yeah. It's got the same problem as Noir.
I think this card is like straight up real bad. Like, no reason to play it probably ever.
I think you might have sold me.
I think this is like such a I do think it's cute that it like reminds you a little bit of Sandman, and I do
like that.
As I pulled the book off the shelf to tell you about, there was the time they combined into a mud monster.
Yeah. Okay, here's the thing that you brought up, a top-heavy deck. Maybe you don't need Mobius. Maybe you're fine giving your opponent a 1 cost, and you're just going to trust that it benefits you more than your opponent. But, 8 power and 5 energy is a lot to risk that on. Ooh. Yeah, it's a lot of energy investment and not a lot of power to be like, my turn 6 draw is going to be a lot better than yours. Okay. Ree, the Prowler.
Okay, the Prowler is a 3/4 with ability on reveal. Add 2 Thieves' Tools to your hand. Set their cost to 0 if a card moved last turn. The tools there are 3 different tools you can get. The first one is Flight Harness. A 1/0. On reveal, give your highest power card here +1 power and move it to the right. They're all 1/0 actually. Next one is Remote Mines. On reveal, afflict the 2 highest power enemy cards here with -2 power. And the last one is the Vibro Shot Gauntlets. On reveal, give your highest power card here +2 power. You get +1 energy next turn. I gotta go ahead.
I just wanted to be clear since, I know we got these ones. I think we got these from Zone. These are skills. So
they're skills.
Changes.
That's why it has the 0 on it. I thought it. I'm like, oh, that sucks if they all stay on the board.
There are cards that has 0, but Snap Fan shows them as skills. So I'm assuming they're skills.
Yeah, they gotta be skills, I think.
Anyway, just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta give this a 4 just because it's fun. All the cards like Kate Bishop and stuff that give you other cards that you can play with are a lot of fun. The kind of limit to this is that you are probably trying to get it to where a card moved last turn. But once again, this feels like it would go just fine in like my Hydra Stomper deck, move in there is free. I'm trying to do it a whole lot. And getting power, moving cards more, we're already moving. It feels like feels like a lot of wins. Just a little more narrow in that you're really trying to, I don't know how often you're putting this in a deck where you don't care if you didn't move a card last turn. I think you're trying to do that. So that's me.
Ben?
Yeah, I am hopeful that this card does not belong in decks that don't care about moving things. That's what I hope.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. It seems like it might. It seems really strong to me. It seems really strong to me. The worst of these skills is what? Flight Harness, and that just does an Aranya. We're just doing Aranya as an on-reveal? Okay. That seems good. And the other two are nuts. Like Remote Mines, that's just that's a 1/4 that cleans up after itself.
Really good. Yeah.
I mean, Vibro Shock Gauntlets, that's and when I describe that as a 1/4 that cleans up after itself, really it's probably a 0/4 that cleans up after itself. The Vibro Shock Gauntlets giving you that does a Jenny Kale for free and also +2 power. I don't. This card's nuts. The only thing that I think might be a little clunky about it is it's probably hard to play it on curve if you feel like getting the skills for free. You're probably going to play it on turn 4 and get those skills for free. That's what I think. Unless you're running Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler is a great way to play Prowler on curve because you move Nightcrawler on 2 and then it's all sorted. I kind of think this card might bring Nightcrawler back. That's but also, do you need to play it on curve? I mean, you're just getting Bananagrams value whenever you play it, as long as it's not 6. I guess it's probably best to play it by turn 4 so that you can get the energy on turn. You can play the thing to get the energy to spend on turn 6. So you don't really want to play it after turn 4, but I think you're going to be very happy to play it on turn 4, especially because on turn 4 you'll have bounced Silk around the previous turn or whatever you're doing. Probably bouncing Silk around the previous turn. That's my plan for it.
That's a long quest to use that energy, kind of like the Penny Parker problem we were talking about. Move a card on 2, play Prowler on 3, play Vibro Shock Gauntlets on 4, get the energy on 5.
But also, if you don't get to spend the energy, you probably still came out crazy ahead, right?
Not the worst.
You're playing 0/4s and things, and I think you'll be fine. Yeah, I'm glad that I was able to give a 4 rating to a character card this season. That's good. It's not all Deafening Chord.
But I'm also, a 4 also.
Yeah. I'm a little... As much... I have so much more tolerance for the generated skills than the freestanding skills, but it's still a bit skill heavy, right? In a month with 2 freestanding skills to also have the best character be one that makes 2 skills. I'm just it's, I don't know. We're living in Nicholas Scratch's world these days, and it's not as much fun as playing characters. I'll say it. And this is coming from Merlin Superfan number 1. I don't know. I don't know. but very cool card, very strong, very move flavored. I love the Miles Morales connection. It's a neat design. It's just a little too strong, and I bet they're gonna shave something off somewhere at some point.
I said I'm also giving it a 4. It's the easiest 4 for me. It stands out to me as, what is this, like the 5th season in a row where the coolest card, and Galacti is kind of a stretch. Like the coolest, fanciest card is the last one of the season, right? We like Invisible Woman for Steps, Jocasta. I felt like there was another one. Anyway, so that seems to be like a trend. Like they're telling us like this is a good card, or at least an interesting one. Galacti again, not a good card. Yeah, this just seems good, and I think those skills are very playable at 1 cost each. Like how often are you fine having a 1s to round out your curve?
Yeah, that's I think maybe it just goes kind of in everything.
Super playable. Okay. One question. Which one are you most excited for out of all of them this season? I'll go first so you guys have a sec to think about it. I think the one I'm most excited for, I think I've got to say Chameleon. I'm tempted to say Manspider because I have ideas of how to merge that guy a bunch of times, but also like I'm going to make a giant Manspider once and be like, that was cool, and then I'm not going to use him anymore after that. Whereas Chameleon seems like a card that I am going to keep coming back to for doing silly stuff with him. So that's my pick.
Okay, for me, it would be Prowler, except for everyone will play Prowler, and like Prowler will get ruined by all the mirrors, so that won't be exciting. So then probably after that it is Ezekiel Sims, because like people won't think he's as good, and I'll like see what I can do. That'll be fun to like see what I can do, see how he works with Hydra Stomper. So that's it for me.
I love that pick. Ben?
You know, as silly as this sounds, I'm just so excited for all these mediocre cards that I gave 2s to. I think maybe I am also most excited for Ezekiel Sims, because like I've been saving tokens. I'm gonna try. Like I like these cards. I like the characters. I like the mechanics that they're playing with. I don't think the power level is there, but like I'm very excited to try to make Ezekiel work. I'm honestly excited to try my hand at Noir and Superior. Like they're cool characters with like interesting text boxes, and I want to be wrong about them. And I'm gonna spend the tokens and just do my. They'll get buffed or something. Like these are exciting cards, right? Like I think it's Ezekiel.
It's a much more exciting season than the last one. And
also, yes, I would be excited about Prowler if he weren't way over the line and was going to be everywhere. But yeah, if it were just for me, if this were a single player game, I would be so excited about Prowler. I do broken stuff in single player games. I like things that are too good. I get it.
Moving on to our side quest, first and only secret homework. This week's secret homework was assigned by Ben.
All right. Inspired by those wonderful toy variants with the posable, the dolls, the action figures, they're cool, they're fun, they're neato. I had an action figure or 2 of a Marvel character as a youth. Anywho, I'm like, what else could be variants, right? Because like people run into these characters in all sorts of contexts, and I was like, yeah, maybe like the example I gave last week was like maybe film stills from the MCU or something, because like, you know, we got those MCU inspired variants and all that. But yeah, I'm just like, what isn't variants yet that could be variants? And I thought about a number of things, and I was going to list some other examples, but I don't want to steal them in case maybe one of you chose one of the things I was going to just blurt out as a throwaway as your whole main thing. So like, I don't want to eat anybody else's lunch, so I'll just tell you what I got. The one that I picked, and I'll tell you about an alternate or two if nobody actually picked them. But I was thinking about these beautiful load screens from the Raven Software action role-playing games that were coming out about 20 years ago now. That makes me feel a little old. But I'm referring to X-Men Legends, X-Men Legends 2, and Marvel Ultimate Alliance specifically. I think maybe they had some good load screens in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, but I don't actually... I'm not as sure about that. I didn't play that one as much. It's not as good a game. I'll tell you right now. That one's kind of a stinker compared to what came before. Anywho, but these images are just beautiful. I'll probably put them in the speakeasy. I went looking last night for just some prime examples. I've got gorgeous. Oh, dude. So many characters, large and small. They had so many beautiful, like, load screens that it's so difficult to talk about without, like, you just have to look at them, but they're gorgeous. The ones that I've shared with the co-hosts here, I got a beautiful Mr. Fantastic, a fantastic Beta Ray Bill. Beta Ray Bill is not like a major character in Marvel Ultimate Alliance. It's just an alternate skin for Thor, and they have this fantastic. It is
really
screen.
Cool art.
It's very cool. They got Captain Marvel, a fantastic Mohawk Storm. Like a lot of these, they had like loading screens just for alternate costumes. There's a very cool MODOK with just the most phenomenally jacked up grill. And in fact, there was one time I guested on the dearly departed Marvel Snap podcast, How Can She Snap? And they have a game that they play where they would show you very unsettling AI generated images. It was my least favorite part of the podcast, but it was still good times with good people. And I tried to be a sport and I participated, and like I was able to identify one of them immediately. Like I was like, this has got to be MODOK, because I think the AI is regurgitating the jacked up grill from the Marvel Ultimate Alliance load screen. And so like I just recognized based on the gnarly teeth. And nice. Yeah, like these images will stick with you. They're very, I don't know. Also, one of the artists who worked on a lot of these, Glenn Angus, also did a bunch of Magic the Gathering cards, and also, on a sad note, died suddenly in like 2007, I believe. And I didn't find out that he'd done a lot of these load screens that I liked until I used to like read all the columns on the Magic the Gathering website and stuff. You know, you're making magic with Mark Rosewater and such. And like, I found out about Glenn Angus's passing, and they had like a whole article about like the stuff he'd done other than magic cards and things. And I saw like this iconic ass Juggernaut loading screen. I was like, what? That was him too? Anyway, these are great. Also, the thing that reminded me, like the load screens that reminded me about these load screens were in fact some Fortnite load screens. I recently dipped my toe back into Fortnite. It's probably not a long-term toe dipping, but I played a bit of Fortnite in the pandemic, and there was a Marvel season, and the Fortnite load screens are very high production value. They go real hard. So they're a bunch of beautiful load screens in different artistic styles of like they go like as hard as like any variant in the game. Like I'm telling you, video game load screens have been gorgeous for a minute, and they're cool, and I love them. And you should I don't know, do an image search or something. Take a look at some of these. I'll post some of them in the speakeasy, and I really think you'll be gobsmacked by the hand painted beauty, and also like the digitally painted beauty, because like I know that people have been using computer tools for a minute. It's these are gorgeous, and I think you'll appreciate them if you like good things. So I'll share those with you.
Okay, I'm assigning next week's homework, so Rhi.
Okay. So I slightly misunderstood, I think, until I got into show notes. I think it was supposed to be based on an existing Marvel property we were supposed to yoink, and I just kind of did whatever I wanted, which was, okay, I would love to see a variant line done in the style of Japanese woodblock prints. right?
Oh, that'd be so cool.
So, like, okay, if you're unfamiliar, thinking of, there's that famous one of the wave is probably the most, like, the big blue wave. My favorite woodblock print, because I love, like, the rain is so zen to me, and I would at some point want to decorate my entire house just rain themed because it would be relaxing and very cozy for me. But it's one of just like some common people crossing a bridge in the rain. I don't know. Just thinking of it brings me calm. Okay. But like and there are some like talented artists these days. So these woodblock prints were like from like way back in the day, obviously. But there are talented artists that like do art in that style today. Love to see all the little like frog samurais and stuff. And I would just love a whole line of like feudal. I mean, they have plenty of what if, because like, come on, we all want to be like, okay, wouldn't Darth Vader or Iron Man or literally anyone be cooler if they were also in samurai armor with a samurai sword? And the answer is always yes. In fact, my card mat that I use to play like physical card games, like when you lay out the mat to protect your little cards, and yes, they're also in sleeves. It's actually a Darth Vader samurai mat. So like, you know, I'm a fan. So that's what I want to see. I would love a whole deck just of like woodblock print variants. Beautiful. I would love to see like our friend like Chase split the hell out of that.
Yeah.
With that. All like some just blue crackle or whatever. Okay. That was my suggestion. We're trying to be a bit quick. So Lauren, what do you have?
I'll go with the first one that came to mind because neither of you took it. I do have like 6 written down, but I think this is the one I'd be most interested in if we're leaning towards like products. I would absolutely be interested in both of the 2 you pitched. Preamble. Lego. Maybe that's low hanging fruit.
I almost said it, but I was like, I bet somebody's gonna do that. Yep.
Yeah, I think it is kind of low hanging fruit, but I also think like it feels like a big gap that would be really fun. And don't just do it like they could do it really basically, like how they did a lot of the pixel art, for example. But I think that you could have a lot of fun with it, like do very dynamic action poses, right? Look to the Lego movies. Yeah, I think that those would be super fun if they were like animated well and like you could really see the 3D depth, and those could be awesome variants, very vibrant. I think I would have a hard time resisting them for iconic characters.
I have a question about what you were imagining. Are you imagining like Lego minifigures? Yes. Or are you imagining like large sculptures of bricks?
Built. No, I was thinking minifigs.
I think they would both be cool. I was just curious which one you were thinking.
Yeah, like a brick-built Iron Man suit. Come on. But yeah, I was totally thinking minifigs. Okay. I'm assigning next week's homework. I brainstormed this one with my child, and the thing that he came up with was so vague, but I kind of love it. So this is what we're going with. It's a 2-parter. My suggestion is to do the first part before you think about the second part. But I think that's it's going to be hard to avoid metagaming it a little bit. But here it is. The first part, pick a favorite card. Second part, use it to inspire an activity this week. That could be read a comic with that character, or it could be like a little more abstract than that. Like maybe you're going to do something that character would do.
I like it.
So that's it. Pick a favorite card. Let it inspire an activity you do this week. It doesn't have to be long. Maybe you draw the character. Anyway, I don't want to consume too many of your ideas because I think part of the fun will be seeing what direction we take that. Speaking of my child, I need to go pick him up. So if you liked what you heard and you haven't already, like, subscribe. Also comment. Those are good for the algorithm and our souls. Rate and review on iTunes or Spotify. And come hang out in the speakeasy. See the loading screens Ben was talking about. It's our little corner of Discord. The instructions to get there are in the show notes or video description. We are proudly part of the Snap Judgments Network, where you can listen to other great shows like Snap Judgments with Pulse Glazer and Roy on Saturdays with guests. They thoroughly cover everything in this game. And often play little games like ranking things and stuff like that. Anyway, see how much perkier and cheerier we are in spider season. Surely, nothing wrong with Halloween though. Next week, same Snap time, same Snap channel.
Okay, do we even have time for an outro? Do you gotta go? I didn't pay attention to the time.
We need an outro.
Okay. Following up on last week on my game, I'm really sad because I don't know how. I think I'm going to have to switch to Android now because I need to be able to save the game, because if you can't get accessories like the coral bracelet, like if you've seen the game at all, on the front, it's like there's this mermaid here, but that's how you equip your accessories. You can have a crown and a bracelet and a ring. And the coral bracelet, the first thing you get is your health. That's what coral patches are for. They refill. Okay, but if you're listening last week about crab battles, I did make the determination that obviously if a crowned crab dies, then it should drop its crown. Should you collect probably like 10 of these, make it, on the higher side. You, of course, get the crab crown accessory yourself. Become king of all the crabs.
I love that kind of unlockable.
Ooh. I know, I'm so excited for it. And then, of course, you conquer that's how, you can kill all the crabs. Anyway, it's too fun.
Can I, you said you need to go to Android for saving, but can I suggest just adding a cheat menu, like a debug menu?
Oh, yeah. I guess I could do that. We could just give it. But that's part of the progression. It's like I can't have people gameplay test if they're not actually progressing.
But you could do that in one sitting, right? You don't have the save issue there. The save issue is playing across multiple games.
It's playing across multiple. Yeah, I looked into it, and it's like trying to do it in browser. It's like
You gotta write cookies.
It's just like, and it's not worth it.